Oh, that's cold. Ooh, can't believe this is May. It's funny because it's going to come out in like July. Like, when did you guys shoot this? Like last year? April, you know, May. G'day, it's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the KX080. As you can see by the looks of it, it is a nasty day out there, so we're going to do it from in here. We're looking forward to getting this machine out and doing some demonstrations with it. Today is not the day where that's going to happen, so it's just going to be a quick overview of the unit itself. Again, just like the other ones we've done, we're going to start at the front and work our way back. So this is what Kubota calls the 8-ton unit. It tips the scales at about 19,000 pounds. Your digging depth, if you're going straight down, is going to be about 13.5 feet. Max digging depth, which is not straight down, kind of a little bit out. Reach is about 20 some odd feet. So it is big. It is the biggest Kubota makes. It is an awesome unit, lots of power there. You know, you're going to be, Kubota's going to be powering this with about a 60 horsepower engine. You know, you got a couple hydraulic pumps there running everything, so it is a beast. But we're going to start today by talking about the front, some of the bucket options you can get for it, and then, like I said, working our way back, kind of describing the machine. So talking about the boom out here, if you're looking at this bucket, you know, there's quite a few different options of buckets. You can go as narrow as the thumb, which is in this case is about 18-inch, and you can go as wide with the ditching bucket up to about 60-inch from Kubota. You know, and there's various sizes in between. Your standard bucket on something like this is going to be a 36-inch digging and a 48-inch ditch if you're looking to go that way. And again, whenever you're talking this size of machine, most guys for the commercial use are going to go with the hydraulic disconnect. It is a pricey option, worth every penny whenever you're switching between buckets. So some of the other attachments you can get out front, you know, you can get your frost rippers, your root rakes, and your hydraulic breakers all through Kubota. They all do a fantastic job. They're manufactured by H&H in North America. One thing to be careful about if you're looking on the used market is there's a lot of different quick connects out there for the Kubotas. Even in Canada, there's a couple of different ones available. Quebec uses a different quick attach than Ontario, and obviously the States uses a different one than Canada. So if you are searching, is to make sure you have the quick attach number plate on the front. There's always a tag there that best describes which one you have. For Ontario, we have a wedge system, and for most of Canada, it is that wedge system, pretty standardized. But again, it is not standardized across Canada, let alone North America. So be careful with that. And again, dealing with this is most people are looking for that hydraulic disconnect. It's nice, simple, and easy. It makes it easy so you're removing the bucket from your cab. For any of those commercial guys out there, it's definitely worthwhile having. Whenever you're switching buckets once or twice a day, you know, it just saves money and time. So moving on from the front of this excavator to moving on to the actual unit itself, we're going to talk a little bit about the cab and the engine. So with the KX080, out front you're able to get either a straight blade or an angle blade. Again, if you go with the angle blade, works awesome. It's just one thing to know, it is not a bulldozer. It is still an excavator, so you want to be a little bit careful on using that all the time, as you can run into issues with your final drives. After that, you got your track choices. The most common one you're going to see out there is on rubber, but you can get steel or wide steel. If you go with the wide steel, you cannot go with an angle blade, is the only drawback to that. But again, the most common one you're going to see out there, about 3-to-1, is rubber. It used to be 50-50 or even 75-25 where it was steel over rubber, but the industry's kind of changed that way to more rubber than anything else. Dealing with the cab itself, the one drawback to it is even though it's considered spacious for a Kubota, some of the other manufacturers out there, and I'm looking at the John Deeres and Cats, even the Volvos, have a much nicer cab, a little bit bigger for the operator. So just if you're looking around and stuff like that, pay attention to see what your comfort level is if you're a little bit bigger, taller kind of guy. But overall, very comfortable cab. You know, it's got your heat and air conditioning. You pop a radio in there. You know, you got a couple extra work lights in there. Again, still halogen. I'm sure in the coming years you're going to see them be LED. Again, everything's kind of like every excavator is in there. You know, it's got the pilot control with the 2-arm system. The nice thing with the Kubota is you are able to switch patterns. They call it AB. The most common reference you're going to hear is cat controls or deer controls. And you can just with a flip of a lever switch between the two depending on which one you're most comfortable with. So one nice thing about the cab is your computer system that's right there. Nice little easy to read panel. You're able to scroll very quickly through your operator clock so you can time in, time out on a job. Make it nice and easy for those billing. You know, you're going to go between eco mode, standard mode. Again, eco mode's great if you're just going to be digging holes and don't require the full horsepower required. You know, again, if you're doing foundation work or something, you're going to be in eco mode quite often. Again, if you're out in the bush kind of ripping out stumps and stuff, then you're probably not going to be. But it is a nice feature, saves some fuel and everything with the eco mode. It is powered by a 66 horsepower Kubota engine, which is powering 2 hydraulic pumps on it to give you all that power. Again, the breakaway forces and stuff like that, if you want to get into the technical end of it, is all available there in the brochures. The big points to know is that you're able to get a bunch of different options out front, whether it's bucket size, your hydraulic disconnect or thumb for it, along with your frost rippers and breakers, all available from Kubota. That you can get either an angle or straight blade out front, and then your actual tracks themselves, you have the option of rubber, wide steel or steel. And if you go wide steel, you can't get an angle blade. And the engine that powers this machine is a 3-cylinder Kubota that produces 66 horsepower. Whenever you're in eco mode, you know it's going to save you some fuel and still be very productive. It just doesn't give you that full horsepower requirement if you're requiring that breakaway force for digging. So that kind of gives you an overview of the KX080 and what it looks like in a snowstorm. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them down below.